When you see all the people are going to react to this and they're going to say, okay, the Royals yesterday were sending a message and they plunked 3 of the Astros' top players. What did you see on that video?
Well, I saw the first 2 pitches weren't that bad. I mean, listen, I don't think the Royals are going to want to, hit guys with the bases loaded, even in a summer camp game. But the third one is the one that really bothers me. And even though it may not have been intentional, if you start seeing Astros players getting hit up and in, above the shoulders, in the head, in the hands, Major League Baseball is going to shut it down right away. This sport already has a black eye right now amongst the fans. There's a lot of people out there that didn't like the labor strife and the back and forth. And there's even more people that if I'm only going to get 60 games, let me watch 60 clean games. I don't want to see the Astros getting plunked left and right. And I do believe that Major League Baseball will step in if this is a problem.
Well, I wonder if there are people out there who sort of do want to see that. Let's put that aside for the moment. Under normal circumstances, baseball, as it has been known for the last 150 years, these guys were going to get plunked as the season went along. But do you feel it will be different based upon forgetting the COVID circumstances, but the 60-game schedule in which every game means so much to every team?
I think that's exactly it, Greeny. I think times have changed. Now, will there be pitchers that want revenge? Absolutely. There's always a guy that thinks he got cheated by the Astros, maybe gave up a couple home runs in the last few years, and he might hit somebody left and right. I think my point is that if you start seeing guys getting hit up and in during this COVID pandemic, when we're really trying to protect players, and we're going to do everything possible to make sure this is a clean 60 games, I don't believe Major League Baseball will allow beanball wars to happen.
But if we go back 118 days, Tex, which is when the season was supposed to have begun, what would your expectation have been then about what the Astros could be expecting? And to that degree, I suppose I would ask how you think it's changed.
Yeah, I think there would have been a lot more hit by pitches. Because think about it. The Astros go on the road. They go to Texas or Seattle, one of the places, in their division. The fans in those ballparks want to see the Astros get hit. And so the pitchers are getting, they're getting their emotions up, and maybe the Astros get a few hits in a row. You hear the trash cans banging in the stands. The pitcher says, all right, I'm going to send a message here. I think that would have happened a lot more if we didn't have COVID hit and no fans in the stands. But I think baseball's changed right now.
Yeah, I agree. It's just remarkable how long ago all of that seems and the degree to which it's resurrected. I'll admit, I saw that stuff come across Twitter yesterday, and my first reaction was, oh, yeah. I forgot all about that. Everybody hates the Astros, and this is going to be a thing. So let me turn to my football players here, guys. You come from a sport in which it sort of polices itself a little bit differently. But, Marcus, what was your reaction yesterday when you first heard 3 Astros got hit by pitches, and what do you make of the whole thing?
My reaction immediately went back to the cheating scandal. Obviously, this is something that I enjoy Big Tex talking about, and Jessica Mendoza and all of our baseball buster, all of them talking about the way that these guys would be treated during the baseball season. And to be honest with you, G, it was shocking to me. And I get it. I get that teams are mad. I get that teams feel slighted and cheated. But I got to say, a 98-mile-an-hour fastball at a dude because he cheated could end up way worse than you planned on just getting revenge. So it was eye-opening for me to hear all of our great people talk about baseball, about guys getting hit with pitches. This is not like football where you can put on a big hit or you have beef with a guy and you want to knock him silly because he's padded up and he expects to be hit. In baseball, man, you playing with some dangerous territory if you plan on that being your revenge all season long. And to be honest with you, I know people are emotional about it, and you got fans that want to see it. I'm going to be honest with you, G and Big Tex. I don't want to see baseball players get hit by 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. My son plays, and he gets hit by these little noodle arms kids that play against him and it hurts. So to imagine that ball coming like that and hitting these dudes because of what happened, it bothers me. It scares me in a way, because once you do lose that control and somebody get hit the wrong way, then we're not talking about the Astros cheating anymore.
What do you think about it, RC?
No, I mean, I think this is part of the unwritten rules of baseball. And I love the fact that Tex went through and you went through different scenarios, because I'm around baseball players all the time at my training facility, and they talk to me about the certain places you're supposed to hit baseball players if you're trying to send a message. You're not going up and in. You're not going above the shoulders. And so this wasn't surprising at all. I mean, baseball is one of those sports where they just get pissed off about everything. You hit a home run and you carry the bat down the first base line too much, that guy's going to get hit. If you hit a home run and you flip the bat toward the dugout, that dude's going to get hit. What I just feel like is they got too much time in the clubhouse all day eating Popeye's chicken and getting to drink Budweiser, because, listen, this is how baseball works. And so for me, I know things probably will change because there aren't fans in the stadium, because there's not going to necessarily be that adrenaline that a pitcher might normally have. But these guys are going to get hit by some pitches. There are going to be some messages sent, because that's the way the sport works. And I don't necessarily think that we will get it to the degree that we would have, but we're definitely going to see some of these pitchers who are still upset send some messages.
So to give you the final word on this, Tex, and you'll come back a little later for some other stuff, as the season starts tomorrow, by the way. But the final word on all of this is there is payback, which has been a part of the sport forever. But you're telling us if it gets out of hand, if you feel it starts to get out of hand, baseball has to crack down on this thing even more quickly under these circumstances than they otherwise ordinarily might.
Yes, I agree, Greeny, because I do believe times have changed. And there have been multiple instances during my career where I got hit up and in that on purpose, and I was mad. I was like, Ryan, man, maybe I wasn't, chicken and beer fueled at the time, but I was mad at that pitcher. And what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a really good Astros team taken out of their element. I want to see the Astros actually play baseball. I don't want to see them get into beanball wars and getting into a bunch of fights on the field, because that team actually has a chance to win a World Series, and Major League Baseball will take care of it.